test that all the wiring has been done correctly this far, start the car. The car should start normally. Let it idle for 2 to 3 minutes to ensure that it does not behave erratically or throw any check engine or malfunction indicator lamps. Turn off your car and let it sit for another 2 to 3 minutes. This is very important since the power to the ECU stays on for a bit even after you turn off the ignition. The Procede unit can now be slid into the empty slot in the ECU compartment. Next, remove the bridge connectors and plug in the harness to the Procede. This can only be done one way. Make sure you feel a click when plugging in these connectors. Next, we will need to attack the ground. With a 10mm socket wrench, loosen the ground. Fasten the Procede harness's ground loop here. Finally, locate the rearmost boost control solenoid. You will see 2 vacuum lines going to it. Do not yank them off quickly or at an angle, or the nipples on the boost control solenoid can break. If they prove to be hard to remove, you should use your screwdriver to gently pry the rubber line from the vacuum solenoid. With the slide coupler, join these 2 vacuum lines together. Go ahead and tuck these lines back into the clip that once held them. Be careful not to squash or kink these lines. Now start the car. Again, let it idle for 2 to 3 minutes to make sure that no malfunction codes are thrown. With the installation fully complete, we can now button things up. Reinstall the lid on the ECU box, put in the 5 Allen screws, and of course lock the box by moving the slider back into its locked position. With that back on, the bulkhead tray can be slid back into place. To do this, place the air flapper door back into the hole in the side of the fender. With it pushed all the way in, lay the tray flat. In order to slide back into its original spot, you may need to slightly lift on the driver's side tray as you slide the passenger side tray underneath. Once the bulkhead is in place, retighten these 4 fasteners 1/4 of a turn. Next, drop the rubber drip rail piece back into place. To reinstall the microfilter, hook the tabs on the rear of the cover into the bulkhead tray, and then lower the filter cover into place. Once in place, latch the bar lock and turn the plastic hex lock 1/4 of a turn clockwise. With everything locked down, plug in these 2 sensors attached to the microfilter cover. Bolt down the bulkhead tray with the T25 Torx screw. The weather stripping simply slides back into place. Remember to push the white plastic nipple back into the hole located on the frame rail. The final step is to lock the bulkhead tray together. To reattach this lock, line up the legs with the open slots on the bulkhead tray and slide the lock towards the passenger side of the car until it clicks into place. Now refer to our testing guidelines to make sure that your car is functioning properly when driven. Thank you for choosing Vishnu Performance.